You're cutting it with scissors because you are impatient. Correct, Ash? It blows my mind. This is not just her anatomy in that moment. This is her anatomy for the rest of her life. And this is not just the place she births her baby. This is her sex organ. It's an important part of her. Do you know what happens when a man has a little accident and injures his sex organ? It's a valid question, right, if we're going to compare. When a man has an accident and injures his sex organ, the head of every department in the hospital stops what they're doing. There's a code, they ring a bell, they all get together and they all discuss the best way they can save this. Neurologically, vascularly, all the things. How do we approach this in the best way so that we can preserve life of the most precious part of his body? And do you know what they do to women? The same thing every time. Do you think we all have the same anatomy, the same nerve supply, the same healing capacity? Do you think it's easy to heal from something like that when you're trying to nurse a baby that's pretty pissed off with you because you forgot to connect with it while you were, not forgot, I shouldn't say that, but you were unable to connect with it while you were birthing that baby and the process they had been waiting 9 months to enjoy with you? It's pretty full on. It's not just words. Oh, how do I go back? That one. But there's more to the birth spectrum than that. And this is what I really want to talk to you about today, because we go further down the spectrum and we get to the vitalistic part of the spectrum. And this is where we shine. As chiropractors, the philosophy at this end of the spectrum is so wholeheartedly aligned with our philosophy that we would be stupid not to be the people, the influencers, the experts in women's lives telling them this is how you could do it. And I'm going to get to that later. I'm going to show you how you can do that with women if you don't know how. But this is the end of the spectrum where people trust. They know that it's a physiological process. They know that it's natural. It's normal. And the process is innately already within them. We don't need to question it. We don't need to wonder how and why. We don't even need hypnobirthing or any of those other techniques. We just know. We know that's what nature intended. And do you know what happens when women birth in this space? They don't just know they can do that. They know they can be great mums. These are the women who turn up in your office filled with pride, renewed with energy, not tired from the process, brimming with life force and love. You know those women? There's less of them, right? But they're around. And these are the babies who you check, and you just check them because they don't need to be adjusted. They started their life as innate intended, no interference. They're perfect. And we all know they enter our world then and they're probably going to need an adjustment eventually, but in the beginning, they are perfect. Could you think of a better way to start your life? Every single one of you in this room has a story. I know that because I know you were all born, and I know that because you're here. Chiromaths. I want our people to choose this because they know it is the best way for them. And what I know about chiropractors is sometimes we get all up in our head. And what I know from the conversations that I've had over the last 10 years of Innate Summits when people have come up to me and asked about my family and our babies and things, is that one of the things that comes up consistently is how do we bring these things up? And I'm going to get to that. But the other thing is who are we? Who are we to tell people what they should be choosing? Put your hand up if you're an evidence-based practitioner. That was great. Literally nobody. Put your hand up if I told you that there was some evidence that backed this up that would make you be able to say to people that it was beyond a shadow of a doubt that the evidence supports that this is the only ethical, scientific way that women should be told that they are allowed to give birth. Would you like to know that? All of the science, and this is a very well studied. People love to know what makes babies and women safer. In every country all around the world, every single scientific review, article, whatever, ever done, always points in the direction that women who feel safe and are well supported and trust themselves will have better outcomes. The science goes on to tell us then that not only do they have better outcomes in that birth, but that feeds into the future of their mothering. They will have less depression, less anxiety, less problems with attachment and, all of the things that come along with the struggles of motherhood. So who are we not to tell people about this, right? And who are the people that hold themselves to this evidence-based standard at the other end of the spectrum that dare tell people that's where they should be? We have to do better. We're here to do better. So what did Innate intend? When it comes to birth, what was intended? Have you ever seen a cat give birth? In the wild, I mean. Not in a, I don't know. I don't know where cats give birth. Cat hospital. An animal in the wild, when they give birth, what do? They find themselves a quiet corner. They make themselves a nest. They make themselves as small as they possibly can. And they tune out the rest of the world and they give birth. And that's it. And their babies are born. They feed their babies. Their babies stand up and walk around, do whatever, animals do. But it's that simple. We complicate it as humans, right?